welcome to Middle Georgia Spotlight. Ron Wildman in here. Our special guest, the spotlight shining on a legend in Bibb County and all of Middle Georgia, we understand.
That's right.
Leon Jones, he's our coroner in Bibb County.
Yes, sir.
Why would you want to be the coroner of Bibb County?
It's my passion. It's like a ministry. I was called to do it. And mind you now, 32 years of driving an ambulance at the medical center, 6 other ambulance services part-time, and 10 nursing homes. I've seen over 10,000 dead people. That's not an estimate. That's an exact number. So it's my passion. It's my calling.
Well, you should have run for governor.
No. My wife said if I run for anything besides coroner, get another wife.
Yeah. What are the duties of the coroner?
We do death pronouncing. Someone die or get killed, we go out and pronounce them. We meet with families, law enforcement, fire investigators. We determine whether an autopsy is warranted or not. Most suspicious deaths, you're going to do autopsy. That's the law. We coordinate the transport between for the bodies to go from the scene to the crime lab or from the scene to the funeral home.
We usually hear from you on TV and the news at a accidental death or a violent death. What about just if I keel over tonight, will you come and see me?
Yes, sir. Anybody that die on the scene or in a house that's not hospice have to be pronounced by the coroner. So anyone that died that is registered hospice patients, we don't go. We don't respond to hospice cases. When a family member placed their loved one in hospice, they are instructed to call the hospice nurse when their loved one start breathing. However, that's not always happen. When their loved one start breathing, they dial 911. And when you dial 911, you can get a sheriff, fire, ambulance, and you can get the coroner. A lot of times we have pulled up to the house and we'll see the hospice nurse and they say, she's hospice. I said, okay, have a nice day. If you need anything, let me know. A lot of times we don't know it's hospice till we get in the house.
How's this virus affected your job?
Well, you have to be very careful, but we treat everybody like COVID. You remember when the AIDS epidemic came out several years ago? You have to treat everybody like they COVID. Double bag, mask, gloves, Lysol, okay? Wipe down everything. We get a call to a house, we don't know whether it's COVID or not, but you have to be very careful. You get home, you take a shower, you put your clothes in a garbage bag and carry them to the laundry the next day.
And this is every death?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you were doing it prior to this situation, or?
No, sir. No, sir. But prior to COVID, we wasn't taking our clothes to the laundry. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. But now you don't know what's COVID and what's not COVID. You have to protect yourself. And as I say, the only thing you need to carry home to you, your family, is you.
What special precautions do the funeral operators have?
Mask and gowns and what we call bunny suits, coverall suits. And like I said, they are supposed to be double bagged. Every once in a while, a person will go to the morgue and the funeral home will get there and they're not double bagged. They won't transport. They'll tell you, we're not transporting. Sometimes they'll call me. You know, I call the hospital and say, hey, we got a little issue. Can y'all make sure this patient's in a double bag? No problem, okay? We're busy, but we get to them.
This is added to your regular duties, which were overwhelming to begin with. How much longer do you think we're going to be in a situation like this?
I don't know. I have no idea. Mind you now, we come in September, okay? It's total chaos for the entire world. I don't know. But I give a lot of PSAs on Facebook. Wash your hands, that's very important. That is very important. Wash your hands, social distances, and wearing your mask, and any kind of mask that's protected. And social gatherings, about 6 months ago when it first hit, I talked with the coroner in Dougherty County, Michael Fowler. He told me how many people had died from a funeral. This year alone, we had 4 family members. 4 family members died of COVID. All brothers, recently, in the last couple of weeks. I suggest that you don't even have a funeral. I have said that over and over and over again. Instead of having a funeral, have a graveside, family only, immediate family only. Our maximum should be 50 people. That's including the funeral home staff. Okay? If you notice, they're not using limousines. They haven't used the limousines since COVID started. It's a bad idea to have a lot of people at a funeral. It's not safe. Now, having said that, I went to a graveside services. I went to a funeral where they had 6 feet between everybody. They had the chairs spread out, Ron. I mean, people that went to this lady graveside service, as a matter of fact, they was on this side of the road in a seat, on a seat with a tent. That's the way you're going to do it. We protect everybody.
Videotaping a lot of these services.
Yes, sir.
too.
Yes, sir. And putting it on YouTube. Absolutely right. It's dangerous. I have a lot of friends because, you know, I'm a hometown boy, okay? I have a lot of friends. But some of my friends that died this year, I didn't go. I didn't go because, one, of my age, okay? And 2, my wife's a nurse, and she said I wasn't going, okay? I have to show my respect and my condolences by do it by email, or I send them a card to send them a plant because it's dangerous out there.
It almost seems like we'll never change back.
You look at the obituary. The obituary runs every day is 2 and 3 pages. Now, having said that, everybody in the obituary didn't die from COVID. They tested, a lot of them tested positive for COVID, but that was not the cause of death. So a lot of people went into the hospital with congestive heart failure, COPD, diabetes, or hypertension. They died, but they were tested COVID positive. That's what goes on the death certificate is COPD, hypertension, that's it. Sometimes I put COVID positive, sometimes I don't. It doesn't matter. I work for the family. Whatever I can do for the family. There's nothing we can do as coroners for the descendant is what we can do to help the family get closure.
Usually, as I said earlier, we see you on the news. The latest crisis are the shooting deaths in Macon.
The 37 homicides in Macon, Bibb, probably going to be 38. I'm waiting on a ruling from the medical examiner. This gentleman died in the hospital. He was found unconscious with multiple trauma everywhere. August 6th of this year, autopsy was done, and the medical examiner says he's waiting to get the medical rest from Navazet. I don't care. Nobody could sustain that amount of injuries from a fall, unless he fallen off Mount Everest. This guy had trauma everywhere. So it's probably going to be 38 homicides this year.
Where's it going to stop?
I don't know.
This year.
And that's one of the reasons I started my Stop the Killing campaign. I started my Stop the Killing campaign by myself. I borrowed a hearse. Okay? I got a sign on the hearse, said Stop the Killing. On both sides, I got a sign in the back, one to Stop the Killing. Because initially, 3 months ago, when I really came off the deep end, I said, where are the leaders? Where's the clergy? Okay? It's 2 things Macon got plenty of, churches and title ponds. Okay? My late mama said, step up to the plate or get off the playing field. I'm a hometown boy, and I love Macon like I love my country. But all these homicides are mind-boggling. Now, it's very little you can do about a domestic. Okay? You don't know what's going on in somebody's house. Okay? But let me tell you something. The key characteristics of homicides is anger and conflict. Poverty ain't got nothing to do with it. Some of the people in this city say it's poverty. These boys killing each other, they got jobs. It's anger and conflict. And going back to what I said, it's very little you can do about domestic, okay? But anger and conflict, you want to solve the conflict with a gun, and that's the weapon of choice is a gun. A lot of times, someone will be in an altercation, but most of the time it's a gun. We got 37 homicides in this city. Out of 37 homicides in this city, 95% are black. Homicide ain't got no color, okay? In Columbus, Georgia, they got 24 homicides, 99% are black, okay? You know, everybody talking about Black Lives Matter, all lives matters to me, okay? All lives matter. Let me say that again. All lives matter to me, okay? I don't care what color you are, okay? A life is a life, okay? I consider myself a leader in this community. I don't get involved in rhetoric, controversy, and I don't play the race card. I'm unfiltered, okay? I tell it like it is. My late mama said, and I mention her a lot because I have a father. One of the biggest things, 3 of the biggest things she told me to do: tell the truth, never let the Bible hit the ground, never let the flag hit the ground, and never say anything negative about the commander-in-chief. Now, just me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about Leon Jones. never let the Bible hit the ground, the flag hit the ground, and never say anything negative about the commander-in-chief. Because at the end of the day, sir, we still live in the greatest country in the world.
Well, bless your heart, Leon. Several of these programs are going on. The sheriff has one going. The 100 Black Men organization has them going. Are you involved with all of those?
I'm involved with the 100 Black Men and Sheriff David Davis. They know anytime they need me, they can call me. Right now, we got the ball rolling. So if people can't pay attention to 3 programs, they either blind and can't hear. Virgil Adams and Reverend James Baker called me right after I started this one. And they told me the slogan they was going to come up was warning, think before you shoot. And it has hit the ground. They have billboards. I have my my signs and my bumper stickers.
How do I get one of those?
I can get you one. I'll bring it to you and leave it over here.
How about the general public?
All they got to do is call me. I bring it to them.
That's great. Now, over the years, you add up these annual killings, and it ends up being into the hundreds,
Sure.
thousands.
I mean, you look at this right, like right now, we're at 37 for 2020. I think 2019 were 25. 2018 was 40. Now, before consolidation, I want to say 96, they might have had 32 in the city of Macon and 7, it might have been 33 or 35 in the city of Macon and 7 in the county of Bibb. That was 42. If we don't stop, we're going to break a record this year.
Well, I remember years ago when I was covering the beat every day, at the end of the year, we were in the 30s several times over those years. And another statistic we stay on top of all the time, and which you're involved deeply, automobile accidents.
But the automobile accident has dwindled down a little bit. But what has elevated is suicides. That has elevated. Last year we had 25 suicides for 2019.
That's a number we don't see that much.
Exactly. We had 25 suicides for 2019. Right now at 2020, we're looking at 22.
Part of your job, or a lot of your job, is really promoting life. You're in the death business, but you'll come out with safety sayings all the time. I'm involved with the Pedestrian Safety Review Committee.
I used to be on that committee.
Well, remember, you started that.
That's
Well,
right.
Elaine Lucas got it
Right.
going at City Hall, but it's because of you in the mornings on the radio and the TV. You used to report into me and tell me this is a real problem in Bibb County. These pedestrian deaths.
Right.
And it's usually a double-digit figure.
Right.
And for a county the size of this, it's the worst in the state per capita.
And some of that is due to, I want to throw the blame on anybody, but you got to look. If you're wearing dark clothing at night in an unlighted area, that's dangerous. Okay, if you're trying to cross a road with dark clothing at night, that's dangerous. Use the crosswalk and try to cross the road in a lighted area. Okay, and Pinona Avenue is one of the most dangerous roads in Georgia. Pinona Avenue, 247 Hawkinsville Road, it's the same road. Okay, that's one of the most dangerous roads in Georgia to be crossing the street.
The Gray Highway, for instance, I go up and down it all the time. There's really no safe place to cross from Shirley Drive
down to New Clinton Road.
That's right.
Clinton Road is no safety place.
And there are people that live over here that want to go over here, and they'll walk out in the middle.
In middle lane. And McAfee Towers, they'll just get on the scooter and get in the middle lane. There is no safe, you're absolutely right. There is no safe place to cross Gray Highway, period.
What can we do about that?
The only thing I can see is if you got to cross, go to traffic light at Gray and Shirley. And that's still dangerous.
People in a town where temperatures in the summer are between 90 and 100 degrees, I've watched this, and at Eisenhower and Pioneer, it's the same thing. You punch that button at a crosswalk, and you might have to stand there 10 minutes before it changes on you. And folks won't do that.
Nope, they won't. They just walk across the street.
That's right, and it's within 50 feet of that crosswalk.
Just walk across the street. Yes, sir.
I understand also in attending these pedestrian meetings that speed on the driver's part plays a big part because of...
It seems like everybody's in a hurry.
Yeah.
Okay, and everybody's in a hurry, and they got to get up from A to B, A to B, A to B, just like that, got to go. And some of that is a factor. It is. But you have to be aware of pedestrian. Pedestrian has the right of way.
Yeah.
got to beware of the pedestrians.
Well, I wondered why cases weren't made against jaywalking, whatever they call it,
Right.
in the middle of the block.
Right.
And the sheriff ruling on that is that's their mode of transportation, and they also understand the distances between crossings, that they do have a right, if they want to take it, to walk across that street using caution and not endangering somebody else, which you can't do, but people do.
They do it all the time. That's right. They do it all the time. But like I said, it's dangerous. You have to be very careful crossing the streets in Macon. Definitely Pinona Avenue. Definitely Gray Highway. Like you just said, there is no safe way to go across Gray Highway. You got people at McAfee Towers that want to go on this side, want to go to Dairy Queen or Arby's, or the restaurants on this side, okay? There's no safe place, sir. None at all. Like you said, I seen a lady in the middle of the lane with with a buggy. A child in a buggy in the middle of the lane. All I could do was just shake my head.
Oh, I've seen moms and dads with 3 or 4 children.
It's in the middle lane.
In the middle
waiting
lane.
to get a break
To
across
cross.
the lane. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's and a lot of us don't understand. There's a lot of folks in town that don't have transportation.
Correct.
Cars.
That's right.
It's a city that walks a lot, and not just for their health,
That's right.
but because they need to get their groceries.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
So hope we can come up with some solutions to this. One of the things I've picked up from attending the pedestrian meetings is that they go all the way back to the interstates in our interest in speed. Our interstate speed limits are so much higher than they are everywhere else. So when we get off that interstate, we're still speeding,
Right.
trying to get to where we're going fast. And they're trying to tone down some of these streets, the width of the streets, putting in bike lanes and then walking lanes.
Let me tell you this right here. Part of my training as in EMS is recognizing hot spots. Okay. And and I said this before, one of the hottest spot in Macon, Georgia is Montpelier Avenue between Bobbitt's Tire Company and the old Colonial Bakery.
That's right.
It is like a racetrack up there. Now, every once in a while, GSP was set up there on the corner of Montpelier. It might be Montpelier and Blossom on this side of the bakery.
Yes.
They'll slow down. Bentley's Funeral Home had 5 and 6 funerals a week up there. One of the owners of Bentley like the guy hit in a crosswalk. Now, mind you now, in front of Bentley's, they have an island there now. They got an island, they got a button to switch the head. So you start flashing. That don't stop them.
Well, you know what happened there? That's one of the first islands that I think this commission put in. It got flattened. There's nothing left, no flashing lights, no anything.
All right. Then they put up the yellow things that you stick in the ground. Let me tell you something. The best thing to slow those people down? Speed bumps. They got them on Ingleside, so what's the problem?
Well, I don't like those.
Okay? I'm not the concrete, the
I know
rubber
what-
thing.
I know what you're talking
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes,
on Ingleside. They got them on Ingleside. You don't see nobody hauling tail down Ingleside, do you? No. They need to put the rubber speed bumps on Montpelier Avenue between Bobbitt's Tire Company and Colonial Bakery.
This is not a speed bump. It's more of like a speed table. But
Right.
I think the big thing for that is it's big enough to see coming. A lot of these speed bumps, you're on it before you even know you're
right.
there.
Yeah, like Brownlee Drive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
one of them,
yeah,
Brownlee
yeah.
Drive. And they got them on Nesbitt Drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Montpelier Avenue is a main road to the mall. Okay, because it changes to Columbus Road, changes to Mercer U. They need speed bumps. That island don't do anything. They don't do anything. The only time people slow down up there if GSP is on the corner or Bibb County, the SRT unit, Bibb County. If they up there in front of the store where all the gang boys hang out, they'll slow down then. If they see the SRT, the SUVs, the K9 unit, they'll slow down. But other than that, it's like a racetrack.
In a community where we're 100 deputies short, you can't post them out there.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
So we got to do it ourselves.
That's right.
When did all this emergency type life enter your mind years ago, young Leon Jones?
In 1972, I was raised on Mason Street, across from the original Kmart.
What school was that over there?
At Southwest Willingham. I tell you, I went to Willingham. I was one of the first 50 blacks in Willingham. I tell everybody I graduated a Patriot, but I'm really a Willingham Ram, okay? My cousin was leaving my house. The house still stands right behind Captain D's on Pinona. He had a 65 Chevelle. I think I had a 66. He was leaving my house, traveling at a high rate of speed, going north on Mason Street. He ran the stop sign. When he ran the stop sign, he hit a 66 Impala. The Impala had 4 people in the car. He hit that car so hard, Ron, it knocked the gas tank out from under it. We saw the gas tank in the air, flying in the air. Me and another guy ran up the street. I think we was 18, 19. By the time the ambulance and the fire truck got there, we had all those kids out of the car, laying side the road. None of them, fortunately, was dead. We had all of them outside the road, and the neighbors brought sheets to cover them up because they were shaking real bad. They were broke up real bad, but everybody was conscious. I knew then I want to help people.
So what happened in your life after that?
I got a job at the nursing home on Anthony Road, 2255 Anthony Road. I didn't even know the address. And I started working at nursing homes. Then I applied for a job at the medical center, emergency room, at the medical center. Then I worked on the floor in the old A3. It was A3 and A4. Then I transferred from the A3 to the emergency room in 74, never looked back.
Did you work for Damon King?
Yes, sir. And he was my mentor. And everything I brought in the coroner's office, I learned from Damon King. Damon King, Don Falk, Bob Kimsey, Lamar Taylor, Oliver Booker, Tom Omer. That was the brain crust at the medical center, okay? I learned everything from them. Damon King said, you can't spend if you ain't got money coming in. I run that coroner's office like the medical center ran in the olden days, not now, under the King administration. If we asked for 3 ambulances, we got 2, and we made it work.
Now, you are, I don't want to use, well, I guess use the word, you're stuck with bodies.
Unclaimed bodies.
Unclaimed
Correct.
bodies, yeah.
Correct.
What do you do about that?
Okay, every year I'm over budget for the simple reason the families are disconnected, they won't claim their bodies, or it's a family squabble. And we got a lot of homeless people here. A lot of homeless people here, they'll die in the hospital, they have no family. So the hospital will call me. I would pay to store the body, I would get a court order from Superior Court and get someone to cremate him, okay? Bibb County only pays $700 for cremation. The funeral homes, I got a good work relationship with all of them. I call funeral home A. I said, listen, I got one that's indigent. Can you help me out? He said, didn't I do 2 for you last month? I said, yeah. He said, no, I'm gonna pass on this one. So I called funeral home B. I said, hey man, I got an indigent, he homeless. Can you help me out? Yeah, I'll do it. So we'll transport that body to his funeral home. His secretary will call Family and Children's Service and file for indigent assistance. They'll cut them a check, we'll get them cremated.
What kind of relationship do you have with surrounding counties?
A great relationship. We don't believe in kicking the can down the road. We believe in doing our job. So if you got a funeral home out of town that has a body up here that needs, Edgar Perry out in Turner County, Ashland, Georgia. If he got a gunshot up here, it needs to go to crime lab, he'll call me, I get it to the crime lab. It don't make no sense for him to come up to Turner County up here, okay? I'm a member of the Georgia Coroner Association, and we have our annual meeting every year at the Marriott where all the coroners will get together and everything. It pays to network. You never know who you're gonna need, okay? We go to school once a year in Forsyth, and the first thing we do in school is roll call. Leon Jones, Bibb County. Lonnie Miley, Bibb County. Edgar Perry, Turner County. Danny Gap in Houston County. You need to know the coroners surrounding county because you never know who you're gonna need.
Well, it used to be called the medical center, and a lot of those cases
Come to the medical center. That's correct.
And that's where they run into you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
How's the future looking for your office? I mean, how many people do you have in there?
I have myself, Chief Deputy Coroner Lonnie Miley. He's full-time. I'm full-time. Well, I'm elected. My secretary is full-time. And his brother, Ronnie Miley, is part-time. And Deputy Coroner Lou Ann Stone, the first female Deputy Coroner of Bibb County. She's been with me 7 years now. She works in the school system in the daytime, in the car in the afternoon. I watch that money, okay? I don't spend because I can spend. I buy what we need to operate efficiently, cost effectively, and safely. We have to have gloves, protective suits, and body bags. June this year, we ran out of body bags.
What did you do?
I borrowed some from the medical center because everything was on back order because of COVID. Okay, now what we do now, we order our body bags from 2 different companies. Never put all your eggs in one basket, okay? But June this year, we ran out of body bags.
Well, those supply companies were under stress, weren't they?
Correct, okay? But I spend what we need to have. That's what I do. I don't spend taxpayers' dollars, okay? We're gonna have some issues coming up now because the crime lab in Macon has been going to be closing.
How's that going to affect you?
It's going to be off the chain because, see, we pay $200 per trip to pick up a body for the coroner. Okay, now it's going to be $350 because that body, if it have to have an autopsy, it's going to have to go to the Cobb County. Okay, that's going to be $350 going up, $350 coming back if the family don't know what funeral home. So what we did now, yesterday, we done got the governor involved, we got Senator David Lucas involved, we got all the state reps and senators involved. It don't make no sense, okay? They gonna close Macon down because medical examiners retired. I understand that. They said they can't find nobody that's qualified. I understand that. They got 10 medical examiners in the Cobb County. I don't know how many they got in Pooler. All they gotta do is bring somebody down here from the Cobb. 1 day a week. They just let them rotate.
That's what I say. It's not an everyday thing.
It's not an everyday thing. So we got everybody. We got the ball rolling.
It's going to work. You've got enough people involved.
Yeah, that's right. You got enough people involved. It's going to work because you think. Think about my budget, but think about the people in South Georgia, Albany. You got to carry everybody from Albany to the Cobb County. That's $500. The coroner of Doherty County, Michael Fowler, I put him on a conference call yesterday. Him, me, and Senator David Lucas. He got to pay $500? No, Ron, that don't make any sense. There's no rationale behind that at all, especially when you have manpower. I don't want to tell nobody how to do their job because I don't want nobody to tell me how to do mine, but it's 10 pathologists in the Cobb County. All you got to do is bring one down here once a week.
We got about a minute, and you brought up something. You don't want somebody telling you how to do your job.
Right.
Who do you answer to? Are you
the people are making in Bibb County?
So you're an independent operator.
I'm an elected official, and you're my boss.
Well,
that's right. You're a taxpayer. You're my boss. That black Ford Taurus out there, that's yours. It's 6 years old. It's got 243,000 miles on it. Mitchell's Automotive keeps it up. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm going to let you keep that.
I'm going to keep it. It looks good too, don't it? That's right.
You're the epitome of a public servant, Laura.
I love this community. I love my country. I love helping people. People know me. I'm speaking only about me. I don't look at skin color. I don't look at gender. I don't look at sexual preference or political party. I don't care. If I can help you, I'm going to do it.
Hold that sign up one more time. Tell us what to do.
Stop the killing Macon, keep Macon prayed up, and keep our commander-in-chief prayed up.
Thank you, Leon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today on Middle Georgia Spotlight. The spotlight on Leon Jones, as we said, a legend here in Bibb and Middle Georgia. I'm Ron Wildman here at WMUB TV.